We're going to do a short little video here on the updates to the 22, 23, even the 24 Honda Talons. They updated quite a few things versus the first few years they come out. 19, 20, 21, 22 are all the same. COVID kind of stopped some of their changes and whatnot. So I'm going to go over some of the changes I've seen in my 2023 Talon 1000R that I got here. I had a 2019 Honda Talon X. So we'll go over some of the changes here and see if you guys know about them all, or this might be some information to share to show you what new differences there are. They did make some really good improvements over the previous models, and we'll go over them and I'll explain why I have that opinion. So we'll get right into things here. One of the first things you notice is the headlights and grille and everything. The front fascia is all different. Same with the front bumper's even different than the stock one here. These LED lights, they just come with a halogen headlight in them now. You have to get the live valve model to get the LED headlights. So that's a big change on them. I guess that must be cost cutting and stuff. The Honda element on the hood here used to be a plastic raised letters. Now it's just a sticker. Again, I don't know if it's cost cutting measure or not. The front coverage for the lower part of the rad's a little better here with these here. This is like a fake screen in here though, but this front grille here makes it a lot easier to wash out. They did improve that a lot. It's more open to wash the rad out. The other nice thing about it is this is removable. It has two rubber plugs up here that the pegs go into, and it unclips at the bottom like so. It gets you full access to your rad to wash it out. Of course, most people know I like to play in the mud, so this makes my life a whole lot easier. The other one wasn't quite as easy to clean. It was alright, but you couldn't get every little bit of it. You just hook the bottoms in there. And like I said, there's the two push pins that go into rubber inserts there. That's one of the newer features that I think is a huge improvement. Of course, for this one here versus my last machine, it's the Fox Live valve, which means the shocks here have a remote solenoid on here that controls the valving. It actually will adjust the suspension. You have two modes, which is sport and normal. Normal is just soft for trail riding. You can turn it up to sport and it stiffens it up. I really noticed this on the road. You're going down the road, and if you're in normal, it has a lot of body roll because it does take the input of the steering and affects the suspension on it. So in normal mode, you just like cruise along, and it does have body roll. You flick the switch, which I'll show you here in a minute. There's no more body roll in the corners. It stiffens it right up, makes it handle more like a race car. So you come around inside here. The switch is down here with your headlights. And like I said, there's normal here and sport here that you can switch back and forth. I run it in normal mode, just trail riding. If I'm out on the road or you get your foot into it, I'll switch it over to sport mode, but that's not very often. The other thing is they, versus my 19, they did take the one computer out of here and they moved it under the hood. We'll get the hood off here and show you under here as well. It comes off the same as before. The big thing here is make sure you hook your hood. You got to hook your hood on these two pegs. Guys will lose the hoods because they don't. It hooks into these two pieces right here. Make sure that's hooked in there. Going down the road on the trailer, you can lose your hood. Going down the road, if you don't have it hooked on these two here, you can lose your hood if you're trailering down the road. So the other computer, they've moved it up into here now. And I think this is for your live valve suspension as well as your ABS system for your i4-wheel drive. I believe that's the computer for that in there. Don't quote me on that one. The other big changes are, my old machine had the Honda in plastic on here. They've taken that away again. I don't know if it's cost savings or what, or just to change it. I do like the Honda graphics on the side door though versus the old claw on the X's. The other thing they've done on the newer models is all a single piece molded door, inner panel. Has the lower door all incorporated into it, so no more buying lower doors. It's got a nice pocket here with a nice deep cubby. You can put some rags or whatever you want in it. It's got the cup holder here, because we all know that the cup holder in here is nice and handy, but you better want to have coffee in there, because the heat coming down through the center console warms your drinks up. It's great if you're drinking coffee and it's early in the morning or a cold day, but other than that, you don't really want your cold drinks there. I do put my balls of Pepsi in here, nice and handy. Don't have to worry about them getting hot. They also created more of a pocket in here. You can stick a rag in there, stuff. A little more storage room. I have used these a lot for rags and whatnot, for wiping your goggles or your glasses or your face when you get mud on it. So that's a big, huge improvement, rather than just your normal door piece, lower door pieces you put on were just a flat panel and kind of wasted space. So it's nice that they updated that. The interior is pretty much the same. The Hondas we got here in Canada didn't have the launch mode. Now that comes with the launch mode now, which is nice. You can also run sport mode now. You can run that in low range, which is a new thing. They also put an accessory panel up here now, because they moved the gauges over. Still looks the same. I do have a USB port here for charging phones and stuff. It's the only switch I put in so far. If I put a winch in, of course I'll put it in here. One of these switches in there as well. So we'll move around to the driver's side now. Over here on the driver's side, they did make these paddles come up. Well, they made them longer from the top to the bottom, so when you turn the wheel you can still get your shift in there. So they made these bigger, like longer, so you have a little more area that you can still hit your shifts. The display's all new as well. And there's your normal mode for your shocks. And we can change that over to sport. See, it changes to sport. I'll change it back there. There we go. We got 695 kilometers on it. And your four-wheel drive is up on the top left now, and your gear selector's in the right. It's a nice digital speedometer. It's much easier to see being right here in front of the driver's steering wheel rather than over in the center console here. Still like the fact that Honda has the hill assist. Some people don't know what that is, but when you're on a hill, you press and hold that with your foot on the brake, and it'll hold the brake on for a few seconds to let you take your foot off the brake to get it on the gas without it rolling backwards. A lot of cars and stuff have it. It's a very handy feature if you're in a steep incline. Again, I wish Honda would fix their shift gate to be like this one. This is a CA technology one. Just makes it so it goes straight shot back into low, straight shot into reverse. The Honda one's a little more finicky to get into the different gears and stuff, so it's much nicer. I do have a Honda bag for some extra storage in here because there's not a lot of storage. The other differences on this one here, again, it's got the live valve on the rear. This is the R, so it does have a different rear suspension than my X. It's got this upper A-arm here, dual radius rods, more suspension travel and stuff. I thought I'd give the R a try. Most of the trails around here are set up for 64-inch wide machines, so we're giving the 68-inch machine wide machine a try. But with this tire and rim set up, the 6-1 offset front and rear with 1.5-inch spacers on the rear, it's put it at about 71 inches wide. I am going to make an adjustment to maybe make that a little narrower. We'll see what happens. Got some ideas I'm going to try. So far, like I said, I got 500-600K on it. It's been a great machine so far. I'm really happy with it. I put a lot of my accessories off my old machine on it, like the windshield, the exhaust system, so forth. But that's just some of the differences between the first generation of the Honda Talon versus some of the updates they've done. I'm sure there's a few more that I'm missing, but that's a good overview of some of them. I just thought I'd give some of you guys that are maybe looking at Honda Talons, when you see how well this one does, what changes have been done in case you're shopping for a used one versus a new one. This is a US model. You can only get the live valve in the US. You can only get the R in the US. So I had to do a lot of paperwork to get this one imported up here so I could test this one out, see what I think. And so far I'm in love with it. It's been working good. Haven't had any issues with the width of it. Been in a lot of tight spots. We'll continue to make content with it and have some fun. Hope you guys stick around and keep watching the videos. Try and make this channel better every video we produce. So I just thought I'd end it with that. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Stay tuned for some more videos to come, and we'll see what else we get up to with this Honda Talon 1000R. Thanks for watching.